king for lip space on his big pink. They're so dramatic how they were on the floor, and the man can't see his feet. Of course he missed it. But who knows? That's just tourism.
Did you hear about the political roast that's making waves? Jimmy Kimmel just took some serious shots at Donald Trump and Nikki Haley, and it's got everyone buzzing. So what did he say that's causing such a stir? Kimmel started off by poking fun at Trump's latest courtroom drama. Trump has been griping about how cold it is in the courtroom, but Kimmel wasn't having it. He joked that everyone else in the room seemed perfectly fine with the temperature, making Trump's complaint sound a bit over the top.
Claim he keeps making about the courtroom goes that it was freezing. By every account other than his, they warmed the place up. When it comes to the temperature in the courtroom is a freezing icebox, recovering stolen documents.
It's classic Trump, always playing the victim, even when it's about the thermostat. But that was just Kimmel's opening act. He really got going when he dove into Trump's outlandish claims about the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago. Trump's been spinning a wild tale about the FBI having a shoot-to-kill order during the raid. Kimmel quickly burst that bubble, explaining that it's just standard procedure for any FBI search warrant. He joked, they weren't there to steal his golf clubs, they were looking for classified documents. Then, Kimmel had a blast making fun of Trump's alleged attempts to hide those documents. Reports say Trump was moving boxes of classified materials around Mar-a-Lago, like he was playing an intense game of hide-and-seek. Kimmel joked that Trump moved the boxes out only to realize he had to sneak them back in without getting caught on the security cameras. You can almost imagine Trump tiptoeing around his own estate, trying to outsmart the cameras like a cartoon villain.
Special counsel believes Trump did even more to obstruct the investigation than we'd previously known. Mar-a-Lago had stolen documents in his bedroom, in his bathroom, and scattered around on the floor. It looks like Trump moved the boxes of classified documents out of Mar-a-Lago and then realized he had to move them back in.
Here's where Kimmel's roast really gets interesting. He uses these jabs at Trump to make a bigger point. After joking about Trump's antics, Kimmel shifts gears to highlight a recurring theme. Trump isn't looking out for the Republican Party. He's only looking out for himself. This line hits hard, serving as both a dig at Trump and a smooth transition into Kimmel's next target, Nikki Haley. Kimmel then calls out Haley for endorsing Trump, despite her past criticisms of him, setting the stage for his upcoming takedown of her. It's a clever move, showing how Kimmel's roast goes beyond humor to make a broader statement.
Bigly endorsement this afternoon from one of his most bitter opponents.
So I will be voting for Trump.
Donald Trump's not watching out for the Republican Party. He's not watching out for America.
She's not smart enough, and she wasn't respected enough.
Nikki Haley says she's voting for Donald Trump, and after all the nice things they said about each other, why not?
Kimmel's laying out a case here, showing how Trump's self-serving actions affect not only him, but the entire Republican Party. After calling Trump out, he turned his sharp humor on Nikki Haley and had plenty to say. Haley's recent endorsement of Trump, despite her past criticism, gave Kimmel the perfect setup for his next punchline. He didn't hesitate to point out the obvious flip-flop. Just a few months ago, Haley was loudly declaring that Trump was unfit for office and that the GOP needed to move forward. Now she's backing the same man she once condemned. Kimmel had a field day with this sudden change, using it to highlight her inconsistency in classic comedic fashion.
We can't win if Donald Trump is the nominee. I will say this until my last breath.
Well, I guess it must be her last breath.
He is unhinged. He is more demented. Everything he touches is chaos.
The late-night host didn't hold back as he dug into Haley's past comments, reminding viewers of her earlier claim that Trump had let us down, and that his actions after the 2020 election would be judged partially by history. Kimmel quipped, "I guess Nikki Haley's version of history only goes back about 2 weeks." But Kimmel didn't stop at just pointing out the flip-flop. He went further, giving her a stinging new nickname, Nikki Whatever Way the Wind Blows Haley, likening her changing political stance to a weather vane. He then launched into a string of analogies that highlighted her credibility issues. Endorsing Trump after everything she said is like a fire marshal endorsing arson, Kimmel joked, drawing laughs from the crowd. He followed it up with yet another zinger, keeping the audience entertained while making his point clear.
He is going to vote for him. He's blubber, she's glue, I guess.
Bird brain, that's Nikki Haley.
Oh, she really is a bird brain. He was right.
Jimmy Kimmel's roast was packed with biting humor, especially when he compared Nikki Haley's flip-flop to something as absurd as a dentist endorsing Mountain Dew as mouthwash. His jokes not only poked fun at her, but also hinted at the damage this endorsement could do to her political image. Kimmel implied that Haley's support for Trump wasn't genuine, but a strategic move for personal gain. It's like she's auditioning to be Trump's running mate, Kimmel mused, adding that the only requirements were a complete lack of shame and the ability to bend over backwards without breaking your spine. Kimmel's segment wasn't just another late-night comedy bit. It's part of a growing trend in political satire. While hosts like Stephen Colbert and Trevor Noah also tackle politics, Kimmel stands out for his bold, no-holds-barred approach. He doesn't just poke fun at gaffes. He goes straight for the core, calling out what he sees as hypocrisy and dishonesty. While this can alienate some viewers, particularly Trump supporters, Kimmel's directness cuts through the noise of 24/7's news cycles, making his critique stick. The impact of Kimmel's style goes beyond just entertainment. By framing serious political issues with humor, he makes complex situations easier to grasp, engaging viewers who might otherwise tune out. His roast of Trump and Haley isn't just about getting laughs, it's about holding leaders accountable. While a single late-night segment won't change the course of an election, Kimmel's sustained critiques can influence public opinion over time. Reactions have been mixed. Trump supporters have lashed out on social media, accusing Kimmel of being unfair, while Haley's camp has remained quiet, likely trying to avoid more attention on her flip-flop. But the buzz around the roast shows Kimmel's words have struck a nerve. In an era where traditional news outlets are often accused of being too neutral or hesitant to criticize, late-night hosts like Kimmel are filling that gap, saying things many people are thinking but aren't hearing elsewhere. His approach, while risky, highlights the hunger for more direct, unfiltered commentary on today's political climate. Through humor, Kimmel is encouraging viewers to think critically about their leaders and their actions. While Kimmel's jokes alone won't change the political landscape, they contribute to a larger conversation about leadership and accountability. By calling out inconsistencies in a way that entertains and informs, Kimmel is shaping how people think about current events and the politicians involved.